Good morning, everyone. It's Karen Whooley, and welcome to the last 2021 live chat with Team Whooleygan. I'm so excited. I can't believe we're at the end of the year. But before we get started, let me do my usual opening. If you're watching, excuse me, guys, let me get some coffee here. Hang on. Okay, so if you're watching for the first time, I'm glad you're here. You can find out more about me at KarenWhooley.com. And while you're there, make sure you subscribe to my newsletter, because if you subscribe between now and December 31st at 11:59 p.m. Pacific time, you can get our my free pattern for 2021. And that is the pache pattern. It's a shawl pattern that's done with 2 skeins of fingering weight yarn, but I've had a lot of people do it in worsted and DK and all sorts of things. It becomes a paid pattern at midnight, January 1st, 2022, and a new pattern drops. So if you want to be able to get both patterns, make sure you subscribe to my newsletter. And I have a link right here that'll bring you right to the subscribe screen. And you can subscribe right now and you'll get the link right away. And then you'll get the free pattern again on January 1st. It's going to launch January 1st at midnight, just at Pacific time, I should mention. It is Pacific time. So make sure you subscribe to my newsletter while you're there. And also, just so you know, newsletter subscribers get 25% off all new pattern releases. They're the first to know about books, discounts, classes, everything. And newsletter subscribers always get the deepest discounts. So make sure you're subscribed. If you're not watching this on YouTube, you're either watching this on my blog or on Rumble. So make sure you check out my YouTube channel. And if you are watching this on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the thumbs up button. Both of those will allow me to be seen in the algorithms better. So make sure you do hit that thumbs up button while you're watching here today. I would really appreciate it. And if you're not watching on YouTube, you're probably watching on Rumble. This is my Rumble channel. If you've never heard of Rumble, it is another video streaming platform. And this video platform I'm not able to stream live to it. So I always upload these videos after the fact. So make sure you subscribe to my Rumble channel as well. In fact, Rumble is growing faster than YouTube right now. So make sure you check it out. And also, the last place you can follow me is on Instagram. Instagram, I am the most active. I'm here on YouTube once a week. On Instagram, I try to get on there 2 to 3 times a week, if not more. And I have been posting lately. So make sure you check me out at Instagram at Karen Whooley. No spaces in my name. So I'm going to head over to the chat room and say hello to everybody who's here. Let's see who's here. Linda, good morning. Happy New Year, Karen and everyone from both of us at Almost Sunny. Oh, wow. Okay. We are in the midst of snow. That's why I did that beginning with the numbers and the snow falling, because that's exactly what Pasco is like right now. We weren't supposed to get snow until tomorrow, but this morning I woke up to snow, and it's not thick. It's not like Chicago, and it's not like, anywhere that gets, Montana or the Dakotas or any of those northern states that really get a lot of snow, but it's enough to make us slow down here. So yay. And Linda says she smashed the thumbs up button. Wonderful. Everybody, if you could smash that thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. Stephanie in Texas, good morning. It's good to see you here. And Teresa's here from North Carolina. You're still visiting your daughter, I'm assuming. That's great. And Renee is here. Good morning, Renee. It's good to see you here. I don't know if you guys can hear in my voice. I have gotten a cold. I think it's due to the snow and how dry it is here. I have very sensitive sinuses. It's all in here. I'm starting to feel it in my chest, but not really. When I get like this, I always make sure I start using my asthma medication just to keep things open. And so far, I'm doing great with that. But oh man, it's snowing. I mean, that's so dry in the snow. It's just making me sound terrible. So I apologize. And if I start to sneeze or cough, I apologize as well. I'm feeling okay. No fevers or anything like that. It's just all right, like all through here and right here. So that's why I am on. I didn't cancel today. Oh, Teresa's leaving tomorrow for the deep freeze. Oh, that's right. Utah's probably got more snow than us too. So, yeah. Anyway, so I hope you guys all had a great Christmas and holiday season. My son left on Monday, flew back to the west side of the state. My daughter and son-in-law were here from uh, the Friday through Sunday. They were here. My daughter had to work this week, so they had to get back. But it was great having family here. My son arrived last Wednesday after my life, and he and I got to spend some time together. We spent time as a family together. We played a lot of board games and open presents. I didn't get anything crochet related or knit related from my family, but I did get some great gifts, and everybody was excited to have their stockings, so that was cool. How was your Christmases, guys? Did you guys get anything crochet related? I should ask and see what you guys did. I'm gonna have some more coffee, see if I can open up these vocal cords here. I hope you guys were able to celebrate a little bit anyway. I know it's with this pandemic. I know a lot of places are shut down, but I know a lot of places were open too. So let me know what you guys did. I do have a couple things to show you. I don't have a whole lot of stuff to say other than the fact that I did get a couple things here that I want to show you. I got two new. Oh, yay. Got two new knitting crochet books for my kids. That's awesome. That's awesome. What books are they, Teresa? I'd love to know. There was a gift card to Joann's in my stocking. That's awesome too. Yay. Anybody else have anything? I didn't do much knitting. Well, I did do some knitting, not much crochet. I did a couple things behind the scenes, but nothing that I can show or even is at a point where I can show. Oh, yarn bowls. I love yarn bowls. This is my favorite yarn bowl too. I love wooden ones. This is my yarn bowl that I use almost every day. So every project pretty much goes into this yarn bowl at some point. The bigger it gets, the yarn bowl is better to keep the yarn in. You'll love it, Renee. I love yarn bowls. I also have another wooden one that's across the room over there that I use. It's smaller. It's the Knit Picks one. It's a little bit smaller. I don't use it as much because it is so much smaller when I'm fingering white yarn. It fits in there, but until it gets to enough yarn comes off of it, it gets caught in the little slit right here. So I don't use it. Let's see. I got some expensive yarn, a special portable lamp so I can knit and crochet anywhere, and a case for lots of extra batteries for the lamp. There you go. That's awesome. Was it one of the Lights, or there's another one out there now? I can't remember what the brand is, but I see the ads for it all the time. Oh shoot. Was it one of those? I have an Light that's over there. It's plugged in, so I can't bring it over to show you guys. That I use when I'm filming, and then when I really need some extra light. And then I have an Light downstairs in my spot where I crochet and knit when I'm watching TV. That always is on when we're watching TV because the rest of the room is dark. So it gives me light when I'm crocheting. That's awesome. I'm glad you got something like that because having enough light, especially when you can't brighten a room enough, or it's snowing like today and it's really dark outside and you're not getting enough natural light. It's awesome. Okay. Bell and Howell. I haven't heard of that one. It can be battery operated, plugged in. That's awesome. That is awesome. One of the things I used to have that broke, which is really interesting, is Otlight sent me one of their 3-in-1 lamps years ago, probably about 4 or 5 years ago now. It was a pole lamp, and it had the Otlight, it had a magnifier with a light on it, and it had a clip that I could clip like a pattern to if I needed it. And it was great, but it only lasted about a year. And then it just stopped working. New bulbs didn't fix it. It was just one of those things. And one of the arms broke almost right away. So I don't recommend that one, but I do recommend Otlights if you guys are interested in getting things like that. But I'm going to have to check out the Bell and Howell. I've never heard of that one at all. Anybody else here get anything cool? I think everybody who popped in and said hello has said what they got. So they got a gift card, got crochet books, got a yarn bowl, yarn and lights. That's awesome. So I did buy myself a little gift. I decided that I think I mentioned this before, that I think Renee, aren't you the one who purchased my interchangeables in my sale? Interchangeables and I just don't get along. They just either the joins are smooth were the ones that you got, but I have problems with, I don't know what it is. It's just that I don't like the cords for myself and that kind of thing. And I've always liked Haya Sharps. I don't know if you know the brand Haya. I'll put it in the chat here really quick. I didn't make a Haya. There we go. Haya. And they make sharps. The tips are sharp. I'm a knitter who likes metal needles. I like them because they're fast, but I like the sharps because they're more pointy than normal knitting needles. See if I've got one here. Well, I've got one on the project I'm working on that I'm going to show you next. But the tips are sharper than standard knitting needles. And I can get them in all sorts of cable sizes, and I don't have to worry about taking them on and off. And the cable is cool because one of the tricks I learned with the Haya, I'm sure you can do this with other needles. I never tried it with my interchangeables because the cable was different. But with the Hayas, if you microwave like a mug of hot water or a glass of hot water and make it boiling, you can even boil it in a tea kettle and pour it in a mug, and then put the cable in there, it gets rid of all the kinks and it becomes a nice supple cable. I just put it in there for a couple minutes until the steam starts to cool, and it's amazing. So that's what I do. So what I did was I purchased myself, I don't know if I've shown you guys this before. I think I have. This is my crochet hook case from Grace's Cases, and I'm going to put her banner up here, her shop. This is what I use for my crochet hooks, and I love this case. I bought it, I don't remember exactly the year, but we were at, I was at in Portland at the crochet show. That the Crochet Guild of America put on that year. And they were actually there in, it's going to be weird because this says the Dallas-Fort Worth Fiber Fest. They actually had a booth there, the Fiber Fest did, the Dallas-Fort Worth, and Grace's Cases was there in their booth. So that's why I have a little tag here just to remind me. But I love this case. It's a zippered case. It holds all of my crochet hooks that I use every time I always crocheting. It zips up. It's got a pocket in the front for notions. Sometimes I throw my scissors in there, that kind of thing. So I bought one for all of my knitting needles. This is from Grace's Cases also. It just came on Monday. I'm so excited. But what's nice about this is that it's got pockets. These little circles here, I can't figure out where I'm at here. Okay, here we go. See these little circles right here? Those are snaps, so I can put my needles in and out. Oh, I forgot to put a set of needles in here that are sharper. So these are Hayas. You can kind of see, oops, I'm going to put them down on the purple because you probably see how much sharper those needles are. So I can put up to like 4 or 5 sets of needles in each pocket. But the cool thing is these little silver things that you're seeing, they're actually ribbon, I think. But I can write on them what size needles are in that pocket. So if I'm looking for a size 5 needle, I can just find the 5, and I can then figure out which length I've got, which lengths I've got, and things like that. So this is really cool. And this also has a little pocket in front. It zips up just like the other one. So I'm really excited because I'm going to start working on putting my needles in here. So it's really cool. I'm really excited about that. I see we've got some notes here. Hang on one second. Let me take this banner down. Comments. Okay. I did get to visit my favorite yarn shop here. Oh, cool. What yarn shop is it? It might be somebody I follow, because I follow a couple in North Carolina. So let me know which one it is. Renee Bryant said yes. Okay, Renee. Yeah, I'm assuming that's from the knitting needles. How are they working out for you? I hope they're better for you than for me. I'm so picky with knitting needles. I have such a hard time. I can't use straights. Haya has been the best needles for me. I've even tried their interchangeables. I can't use the Haya interchangeables either. So let me know how that goes. I have a set of circulars by Signature. Oh, you know what? I've been wanting to get some circulars by Signature, or at least one, and try it to see if it works for me. Are they interchangeable, Linda? You have several sizes of straight needles from Signature. I can't use straights. I feel like I'm flapping my wings when I'm using straights. It's so funny. Yeah, Grace's cases are awesome. She has some really great fabrics. I do know her shop is kind of light on cases right now for needles and hooks. But I know she's making more, because she mentioned in the note in her thing that she's going to be at Red Alder Fiber Fest, which is in February here in Tacoma, Washington. I don't know that I'm going to be able to go. I was supposed to teach, and I had to cancel because of the cancer treatments. I didn't know. And if I'm in the midst of cancer treatments, I won't be able to go. But I might see if my husband wants to drive me out just for a couple days, just to check it out. But I know she's working on getting more ready to go. Linda says, I have the stiletto shop point. Yep, on all these expensive but wonderful products. I would need to get a set of their circulars just to try. I haven't tried them yet. I wish they would come out with crochet hooks, because I know that if they were able to make pointy crochet hooks, I would be using those as long as they had a handle on them. I would really, really, really love Downtown Knits and Apex. Okay, that's one I don't follow. Okay, cool. I'll have to check them out online and see if they have like an Instagram account or something. I like to follow yarn shops, because yarn shops can give me a lot of inspiration for new projects. Even though most of them feature, what they're working on in knitting, a lot of times I get inspired by crochet. So I'm going to have to check them out. Renee hasn't learned to knit yet. Soon. Yes, definitely soon. I'm going to try to get some video up, just some basics for crocheters. I've got a new technique on how to cast on from another knitter using a crochet hook. So I might do my first knitting video on how to do the crochet cast on, so that people, it's a stretchier cast on, and it's easy to do for crocheters. So it might be a really good way for you to learn how to at least cast on. So there you go. The circulars are interchangeable within their size. I have 47 and 32 inch cords. Yeah, 47. I would love to get some 47 inch needles especially for socks. I use 40 inch, and sometimes they're not long enough. It's really weird. I use magic loop, and sometimes, depending on the yarn I'm using, sometimes the loops on either side of magic loop are just a little too small for me, because I like to stick my hands inside the loops as I'm knitting. So that's kind of interesting. Let you know when they're on sale. Otherwise, they're very expensive. Yes, that's the other thing. Oh, cool. Okay, Teresa, they are on Instagram. So when I am done here, I am going to Downtown Knits and Apex. I'm going to write that down. I don't have any pens and paper. So where am I going to put it? Okay. Oh, here. I can do this. apex and C down. Cool. Okay. Awesome. I'm going to put that here. Okay. There we go. Having a head cold makes me a little fuzzy. So if I seem a little all over the place, I apologize. Okay, so the next thing I want to show you is that I have been knitting. I think I showed you the yarn, but I did finish one sock for myself. This is a Schmutz. Let me put her banner up here. This is Schmutzerella Yarn. It's her spectacular base, and this is in a limited colorway that she doesn't dye anymore, called Stash Wars Gomez. I think I told you about how she and another dyer would do wars with dyeing. They'd have a theme, and this one was of her cat, Gomez. He's a black cat, but she likes color, so she threw a lot of color in there. So this is a sock for me, and it's really weird. I know it looks really small in the foot because I'm a size 8 foot, but this yarn stretches so much that I had to make it smaller so that it would fit my foot without stretching out too far and making it loose and floppy in my shoe. So I really like this yarn though. I don't know if you guys can see the sparkle in there. There's some sparkle. That's why she calls it spectacular. There is some sparkle, and I do have the second sock started. That's the needles I was showing you. This is my I use a 1.5 hook or needle. A 1.5 is like, let me see, I've got it right here. If I can read it. Sometimes I can't read these. It's a 2.5 millimeter. So that's the size I use. I just cast on 64 stitches. I had to think for a second. I'm always counting 32. So because each side is 32. But yeah, so I've done that. I haven't worked on my sweater at all. With my family here, I'm at the point of doing color work. And with my family here, I can't. When people are talking, when I'm doing color work, until I get the gist of it, I can't talk. So I can't listen. Especially, I can watch TV, but I cannot listen to people in the room talking. So I'm hoping that in the next day or so, I'll get started on that color work. I'd really like to get these socks finished before New Year's. That way I have a new pair of socks for New Year's. But yeah, the sweater's going. And then I also want to show you, I did wind the yarn for my very first pattern I'm going to be designing in 2022. This is Schmutzerella. This is this spectacular, just like my sock, but it's in a blue. Time and space. I can't remember the name now. It's the colorway. This is a color I know she sells on her website. Time and relative dimension space in space. That's what this one's called. And you can see the sparkle in there from the light. This is the fingering weight version of the pattern. And this is for the DK weight. For those of you who like DK weight, this is Emma's yarn, her Simply Spectacular DK. And this is in the color Kale. And it's a really deep, dark green. Can you guys see that? It's just gorgeous. It's a gorgeous colorway. Both of them are gorgeous. Both of them are different. This one is more sparkly and this one's more muted. But for the pattern that I'm going to be doing, I think that's going to be fun to have two different looks, two different weights. So I'm really excited. I'm going to be starting that next week. So I'll be working on my first new pattern. Other than that, literally nothing. I mean, I haven't even figured out exactly the dates for the crochet along. I'm still leaning toward the week of January 17th. But I haven't set everything in stone yet. I'll be working on my newsletter later this week, even though I'm not supposed to be working, but because I'm sick, my husband and I can't do anything. I can't really go out in that cold. I mean, right now it's 19 degrees out there. My sinuses are saying, no, nope, nope, nope. So I can't go out in that. So I'm going to be doing, I have to do inventory this week. I have to make sure all of the pattern, the new pattern for 2022 is ready to go, the new free pattern. And then, oh, I do want to tell you guys, years ago, oh gosh, we're probably getting close to 10 years ago now. I did a series of patterns for Karen Yarns when they were separate from Yarnspirations, when they were their own company. And I didn't exactly get the rights back to them, but they're no longer available on their website. And the company, Yarnspirations, bought them, and they gave me permission, since they're not going to be featuring those patterns anymore. They gave me permission to put those patterns on my blog as long as I put on there that that Yarnspirations okayed this and that I did these. I'll have to find the years that they were, but I'm going to be putting some free patterns on my blog. I'll probably do the first one in February. I'm thinking what I'm going to do is do the last day of the month that I don't release a pattern or a paid pattern. I'm going to do like a free pattern Friday where I will, like, the last Friday of February is the 25th. And I will put the first pattern up. And then in April, because I'm not releasing a pattern that month, the last Friday is the 29th. So I'll probably put the next one up. I think there's like 3 or 4 of them. I can't remember. I did a whole bunch and I got most of them back. I can't remember if I got all of them back or not. I have them all in a folder, so I have to go through them all. But most of them are crochet. I think there's one knit shawl pattern that I did for them. And then also I did back in the day, there used to be a magazine out there called Crochet 123, and they had Knit 123. And I did patterns for those magazines, and those magazines went out of print and out of business. The magazine company, it was a mess. I can't even tell you what the mess was, but all those patterns, the rights came back to me, and I'm also going to put those as free patterns up on my website. Some are knit, some are crochet, mostly crochet, a couple knits. I do want to have them re-tech edited though, and charted, because none of them are charted. So those might be later in the year, but I do want to put those up as free patterns as well. So I might even remake a couple just because I don't like the way the pictures turned out. I got the rights to the pictures that they used in the magazine as well. Did any of you ever get Crochet 123 or Knit 123? Any of you? Have you heard of that magazine? I'm going to see if I can find oops, on the web. There it is, magazine. Aha, nope. Oh, here's a couple. Right. Let me see if I can get the cover of one here up on the screen. In fact, I think I was in this one, if I remember correctly. Let me see if my pattern is there on this. Oh God, this is hard on my eyes. Yes, okay. The pattern is there, but I'm gonna share my screen with you guys. I'm hoping that when I share the screen, this is on Ravelry, and just so you guys know, I cannot use Ravelry because of all of the icky look of their screen. It's the people who get migraines, that's me. So I'm going to share the screen. That was what the magazine cover looked like. So it was published in 2023, or 2013. So this issue will be 10 in in 2 years, I guess. But you can see this is the pattern I did for them. This is one of them. This one actually I cannot do as a free pattern because I did sell it to Red Heart as a free pattern, just so you know. But there you go. So, but the magazine itself, Oops, I can't get to. See, I'm no longer part of Ravelry, so I can't bring it up. Okay, guys, let me bring you guys back so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. Anyway, so never heard of those magazines. Yeah, they were back in like 2012, 2013, 2014. Carrie Clement, who used to be the design editor for Karen Yarns, she became the editor of that magazine. And then after she was editor, there was another editor, Kimberly McAlinden, did both of those magazines. And it was during her term that the company just, they were not good people. And so she was able to get all of our rights back for us. And Kimberly, if you don't know Kimberly McAlinden, she is a knitting designer. She's very popular on Instagram. If you're on Instagram, she does a podcast on YouTube called Knit the Rainbow. Her mom always told her to knit the rainbow because always use color. So that's why she calls it that. She's great. So that's something that you guys should look at. Okay, so let's see. Never heard of them. Those magazines, I know they were around for maybe a year and a half. I can't even remember. Never heard of those magazines. Never heard of them either. Never been a part of it. Obviously, occasionally I buy through a designer. Yeah. That's the interesting thing is you don't have to be a member of Ravelry to buy a pattern through Ravelry. And I don't have a Ravelry account anymore because I just refuse. I think I've told you guys this. When they redesigned the platform and they caused all the visual issues with people. I mean, there's a designer out there who has actual, because of the migraines and the problems, has actual brain damage and may never be able to design again. And they have poo-pooed all of this and have not changed things. I know a lot of yarn shops who are waiting for sites like Fiberosity and Fiberkind to launch. Fiberosity is launched, but they haven't launched their wholesale yet. Fiberkind is working on a Ravelry replacement because the shops, I mean, I just talked to one of my local shop over on the west side that I usually do designs for, and she told me her sales on Ravelry have gone down because people refuse to buy patterns there because of this issue. And I took my store down. First of all, back in 19, when they did the whole divisive thing, because I'm not a divisive person. I don't care what your political beliefs are, what your religious beliefs are. I just want to be around crocheters. So I don't care who you are, what color you are, what religion you are. You crochet, I want to talk to you. So that's when I pulled my store down because I was like, they're not getting any money from me. And now they're really not getting any money from me. I do have a friend who is uploading all of my patterns that link that, well, she fixed all my patterns that are currently there. Because when I deleted my account, all the pictures went away. And then when I changed my website, all of the links broke. So going back to my website was an issue. So she has gone in and she's fixed them all for me, all of my current catalog. Eventually I'm going to have her do my old catalog, but right now, I just can't right now. I can't even think about all those. I have more than 500 patterns in the years that I have been a designer. So I can't go through everything. I might just do a piece at a time and have her update them for me. But she's done them so that they link back to the patterns. And but for me, I get a headache when I look at their screen. My son-in-law has the same kind of issue as that other designer. He goes into seizures with the way that site has been set up. And I refuse to go back on there and put my store back on there because they won't fix the problem. They just poo-poo it and say this is not something, but it really is something. So, and a lot of people aren't using the website anymore. I heard a lot of designers say the same thing about Ravelry. They have no right to stick their nose in people's business. Yep. And that's, well, okay. As a business major, I can say that they own their platform. As a business owner myself, they own their platform and they can set the rules the way they want to. They absolutely can. That is the freedom of being an American. They can do, it's their platform and they can do what they want. That doesn't mean, though, us as consumers and designers have to agree with them and have to use their site. So basically what's happening is people are leaving them because they aren't fixing this problem. This problem is probably even bigger than the whole political thing, because it's actually damaging people and hurting people. But that's kind of where a lot of designers are. In fact, in my last newsletter that I sent out, I promoted Fiberosity. I've been on their site since they were way back in beta, about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. Well, let's see. Yeah, it has to be 2 years now because they started the site almost immediately. I would say within 2 months of the whole political thing on Ravelry. And I went on the beta just to see what they were going to do. And I do have a group on there that I started years ago when it first started, just to see how the groups worked. But now that they got the site fully fledged up, I haven't had a chance to go look at it, but I am going to investigate it just to see. Let's see. I've noticed most designers who offer patterns on real, designers now have to offer patterns on a tournament of platforms like Etsy or Lovecrafts. Etsy, Lovecrafts, you'll see Gumroad, you'll see other places too. And then there's a site, I'm going to put it in the chat. Yes, I'm going to put this in chat. There's a site called Yarn Database. And I'm going to hit return. Yeah. Okay. So Yarn Database. I think it's .com. It might be .org, but I'm pretty sure it's .com. What she has done, because she has a lot of people in her area. I don't know if she's got them in her family too, but I believe she's in Denver. And she has a lot of people who have these issues with viewing the website. And so she's created this yarn database, and it's designers, yarn dyers, weavers. I mean, anything that's got to do with yarn. She featured me several months ago on the yarn database site because I'm a designer who does not have patterns on Ravelry at all. I mean, you can't buy them there. So she did my site. If you can have your patterns on Ravelry, but you have to have an alternative. So if you are one of those people who's not using Ravelry, use Yarn Database to find your patterns, and you can and she just links back to the designer's website. So, and I told her back then that I was going to investigate and maybe add more patterns on there for her, but I just haven't been able to do that. It was, I was in, it's been a hard year for me. So, but definitely, yes, in addition to Ravelry. But make sure you check out Yarn Database. Let me see if I can pull it up. Yeah, it's .com. I'm going to share the screen here so you can see it. There it is. Okay, guys. So here is Yarn Database. It's basically, you have to be included, but you can search. I have a login, but I'm just going to search on me. Oops. So she just went to my website to get this little summary. So she, and so she did this whole little thing about me. So she, and then there's, there's some updates that I need to change here, but things like, the formats of my books, the types of patterns I do, the crocheted, cables and lace and Tunisian, inclusive sizing so that people know about my patterns. And then if you click on the link, it brings you to my website. So there you go. I'm going to go back to this screen. But then you can search on, you can search by designers. Let's see, based on A to Z of design, suggest a maker if they're not here. I mean, so, but you can search for people, all sorts of stuff. You can even do fiber if you're a spinner. It's really cool. So all the spinners that don't use Ravelry to sell their fiber or use other places, you can even find tech editors there. So that's kind of interesting. She has links on Patreon. She has a Patreon, I think. Yeah, Patreon supporters. So that's some of how she's gotten there. And then I don't know if you saw. Yeah. So yeah, I did show this. She also does have, the labels that, and, I don't know if this is, I don't know. That's just weird to me, but that's okay. Anyway, I am going to stop sharing the screen. No migraines. Yeah. No migraines. It's weird because I can go on there and I can look for like 5, 6 seconds, maybe 10. And then all of a sudden I start feeling the pressure on my head, and being sick, that made it even worse. So, yeah. So that's another site to look at. So it's yarndatabase.com if you're ever looking for patterns, and you can search by, the accessories or shawls or knit, crochet. I think they have weavers on there. I'm not 100% sure if you're a weaver, but it's a much better site than Ravelry because it'll link you back to places that aren't Ravelry. The cool thing is that in order to be recognized on that site is you have to either not have Ravelry at all and not even reference Ravelry, or you have to have links that say this pattern can be found on Ravelry and that link is for Ravelry, and then the link for wherever else is different. So, like with my patterns, I don't have Ravelry. The only place I sell them is on my website right now. I might look into Fiberosity. We'll see. Only because I would like to have the option of stores being able to do the purchasing for their customers, but they don't have that option yet. So we'll see. And Linda's just registered there as well. Okay, cool. So that's for me today. New Year's is coming. I think I told you last week, it's my birthday. My husband's supposed to take me out to dinner. I don't know if I can at this point. So we'll see. And it's kind of I don't know if I told you guys, but I'll be 55. I consider it a milestone year. I always considered the 0s and the 5s milestones, even though it's not a big thing worldwide that 55 is a milestone. I consider it a milestone. So it's going to be an interesting year. I should hopefully have. I'm hoping no cancer by the end of the year. I am hoping that I can continue doing what I'm doing, and there's a whole lot of new things happening in Karen Whooley Design. So I'm really excited about that. And yeah, there's a lot of fun things happening in my family too, which is good. Now that my kids are grown, things change around my household. So I'm hoping that my husband and I will be able to do some things once I know I'm cancer free and can actually maybe travel and go see, because I really want to go back. My favorite place in the world, I don't know if you guys know this, my favorite place in the entire world so far anyway, is Monterey, California. It's where my husband proposed to me, but it's a beautiful little town. They have a beautiful aquarium. You can walk around. It's, John Steinbeck wrote about Cannery Row, all that. So it's just, I could sit on the docks and just watch the water in and out forever. So I'm hoping that at some point this year or maybe the beginning of next, 2022 or the beginning of 2023, that I'll be able to go and just be in my happy place for a few days. So let's see. I've reached a speed limit. Yes, I will be reaching the speed limit. That's funny. You hit 55 this year too. Oh, okay, cool. It's a good number. That's what I keep hoping. I think it's going to be, I mean, I cried on my 30th birthday. I haven't cried since because every year seems to have gotten better. I don't know why 30 was such a hard year for me. I don't know if it's because I left my 20s. I don't know. But since then, it's been great. It was just hard for me to turn 30, but I haven't had a problem with it. So I'm really hoping that 55 is going to be just as good. No cancer, forbid it. Thank you, Linda. Okay, I hope my body listens to you. Thank you. Thank you, Stephanie. It's Happy New Year to everyone, too. Let's see. Happy birthday a little early. Happy New Year. 2020, I think so. I think 2022 is going to be a better year for all of us. I really hope so. I'm going to go ahead and do my closing remarks, and then I'll come back if you guys have anything else you want to share, tell me about, ask a question about. Let's do that. But let me just do my closing. Thank you for those of you who are watching after the fact, especially. If you want to learn more about me, remember to go to KarenWhooley.com. And while you're there, make sure to sign up for my newsletter. You only have 3 days until less than 3 days now to get the 2021 free pattern. And if you subscribe between now and the 31st, you will get on January 1st my new free pattern for 2022. So make sure you subscribe. Here's the link to the subscription. And don't forget, you get 25% off new releases. And I'll have my first new release for 2022 coming on, I have to look at my calendar, January 25th. So I have a new pattern coming out on January 25th. So be sure you check that out. Also, if you're not watching on YouTube, make sure you check out my YouTube channel. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and the thumbs up button so that I will be seen better in the algorithms. I hope you will do that as well. And if you're watching after the fact, you might be watching on Rumble. If you're not watching on Rumble, check out Rumble. It's another video platform. I upload my videos after the fact, after the live stream is over. So make sure you check out Rumble. And Rumble is actually growing faster, so make sure you check it out. And then you can also follow me on Instagram at Karen Whooley. So I'm really active there. So make sure you check that out as well. I see there's some comments. Okay. Linda says, I finished my cancer treatment at age 46, and I thank God for every year after that. I'll be 70. Yeah, you've got a milestone coming too. And that's awesome, Linda, that you are, that's a lot of years to be cancer free. So that's awesome. Thank you, Renee. And you have a blessed 2022 as well. And awesome, guys. Honestly, thank you for being the best part of my business. Having my followers here, watching on YouTube, helping me out by being pattern testers, buying my patterns, being part of the Pattern Club, which I'm so excited that we can launch on the 10th. I'm so excited for those of you who have already signed up. And if you haven't, make sure you do. The Pattern Club will close. The registration for the Pattern Club closes on January 7th. I should have mentioned that earlier. I forgot. The Pattern Club is, I'm working behind the scenes on that too. So next week will be the big push to get everything ready for the 10th. But there's some little things that I have been doing behind the scenes. So make sure you check that out. A couple of the yarn dyers have already started promoting their patterns, which is kind of cool. So if you haven't seen on Instagram, Tuscan Knits, she's one of the yarn dyers I used. I've been chatting with Sock Obsession Fibers. There's a couple others that I haven't gotten the pictures back yet for those patterns, but they're excited and raring to go too. So make sure, if you haven't signed up for the Pattern Club, go to KarenWhooley.com, and at the top say Join Pattern Club. It's really exciting. And it's not going to be a huge group, right, at least right now, unless people start registering. But that's okay, because registration is going to close on the 7th, and then on I'm shooting for July 1st to reopen it and July 1st on in a totally different way. It's still going to be Pattern Club, so you guys don't worry about that. It's still a Pattern Club, but there's going to be other options. And as you guys being founding members, if you subscribe before the 7th, you're going to be considered founding members, and you're going to be able to get some of the perks at a discount. So, so make sure if you talk to any crocheters who are looking for a project that's less than $100 for the year, make sure that you let them know. And then the Pattern Club in my first newsletter, which will be going out on the 4th of January, I will have all the details about the crochet-along. So I'm very excited about that too. So I hope you guys will have a great rest of the week. Have a great weekend. Have a happy, happy, happy new year. Blessed 2022. It's going to be a better year for all of us. I just know it. Bye, y'all. Thanks so much. And I will see you in the new year. I can't believe I'm saying that. Have a great one. Bye, y'all.